Welcome to Access a Trader, the #1 community for those who are committed to taking control of their trading in order to achieve success, profitability, and longevity. Thank you for joining us. Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the accessatrader.com nightly wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing well. My apologies. I didn't have a chance to record the video last night. I had a last-minute thing I just couldn't get out of, so I apologize for that. But we are back. If you are an avid viewer of the channel, again, all I ask is take a moment out, support the channel, click a like. It'll take you less than 1/10 of a second. Share, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And hopefully I will continue to provide value. Speaking of all you guys who've come aboard, I know a lot of you guys have taken advantage of the last Labor Day, end of the summer, kick the tires of the PS60 theory. We got such a great response, guys. We decided to extend it up till the weekend. So you have a couple of more days. If you are interested and you kind of missed the first couple of days, you have a couple of days left to take advantage of it. And hopefully you guys will see, right? We'll see what a lot of people have seen. This is a very unique way of trading. And after 30 days, it will really open up your eyes of the alternative to the quote-unquote normal. So let's talk about the tape. Dow down today, Nasdaq up about 0.8%. But the way the market is trading right now, it feels like, right? At least it feels like to me that the personality shift of the market has been a little bit compromised, right? Like, I'll give you an example, all right? I'll give you an example today. Last night, or, I think it was last night or whatever it was, this morning, you had really, really good news for Google and Apple. Apple, I still have a run, and we'll get to the pivots in a second today. You had some really, really good news, and obviously, because of the weight of Apple and of Google, you can see there's a 200-point move in the Nasdaq. But the problem is, when you usually get a move like this, right, usually everything goes along with it. And that's not the case. If you look at the majority of the mega cap space, it tells a very different story. So you got NVIDIA, and again, NVIDIA now is day 2 below the 50-day moving average. It's no, guys. We don't want that. If you're a shareholder of NVIDIA, you are desperate for this thing to reclaim back 171.5, 172 on the close. It's been rejected off that level now back-to-back days. That's not a good thing. The longer it continues to build below the 50-day moving average, is a higher probability the stock gets hit. You guys remember a couple of days ago, we talked about the 34 EMA. If it lost the 34 EMA, it was going to challenge the 50. It challenged the 50. It closed below the 50. And as the Nasdaq was rallying today, almost 1%, you would figure NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA would be a complement to that strength and rally with it. Again, not so much. You have day 2 below the 50-day moving average. AMD, right, was a big mover, lost a little bit of steam, lost a lot of steam. It held its 50-day moving average on Friday, but now continues to put in lower highs in the 10-day moving average. Again, something to monitor. Look at Microsoft, right? Microsoft has been in a pretty aggressive decline since you can make a case, it's blow off top. Usually I don't like to use the word blow off top, but again, proof is in the pudding, right? You got a 10% move from its earnings highs, and it continues to build below the 50-day moving average. So you have Microsoft below the 50-day. You have NVIDIA below the 50-day moving average. Again, these are not really good things. They need to participate when there is strength. Again, how could they participate in weakness if there's an overall directional shift in balance of power? So you have 2 of the mainstays of the Nasdaq 100 below the 50-day moving average. Let's keep on going. Look at ARM, right? Look at ARM. ARM has been below the 50-day moving average now for the whole month of August and starting in September. Again, these are stocks that had massive runs above the 50-day. Because look what happened on ARM above the 50-day in April, right? The stock went from 114 all the way up to 168. Look at the long distribution below the 50-day. Again, this is not healthy, guys. It looks like the personality of the tape is slowly starting to go the other direction. Look at Oracle, right? Look at Oracle, guys. Got a massive destruction It's below the 50-day. This is now day 3 below the 50-day moving average. So you can see a theme playing out here. Amazon, right? Right? Amazon is holding on to the 50-day moving average for dear life, right? It's holding dear life. Like I have a very, very specific channel that if it loses just like everything else below the 50-day moving average, it will turn out to be a very, very aggressive short, assuming it gets there. Again, right now it's still above the 50-day moving average. Look at the stocks that have been bleeding now for months. The high flyers, right? Circle, destroyed. CRWV, destroy, right? Again, it's a personality shift. And I'll give you the best example of a personality shift you can possibly take, right? Arguably, what do you guys think is the most arguably cult stock on the whole planet? It's Tesla, right? You either love Tesla or you hate the guts of Tesla. One guy even told me a little while ago, Tesla's a pie. Anyway, so Tesla, you can make an argument, is the biggest cult stock out there. You have Apple, you have Amazon, you have Nvidia, but it's probably Tesla, right? Tesla today, talk about a tale of two cities, Charles Dickens reference, in case you didn't know, right? So you have Tesla in the morning going out of its mind, right? Completely out of its mind. So I missed this whole channel here. I get it on a dip. It runs up about $4 on the dip. Was great, right? It made some sales. The rest I got out of the position. Why did I get out of the position? Because this stock lost literally about 80% of its value in the afternoon. Cash carry started talking. The stock never recovered. Again, this is a personality shift. Now, does it mean anything, right? Does it absolutely mean anything going into the fourth quarter? Traditionally, again, we use the word traditionally in air quotes, September is a very weak month for equities, right? We'll see. Does that play out in any fashion? We don't know. But here are the facts that we do know, okay? And this, again, we talk about certainties. We talk about data. We don't talk about opinion, right? I just gave you a little bit of data, and obviously if you go through a lot of stocks, you can see there's going to be a lot of names that kind of filter into what I just talked about. But here's what we need to see on the QQQs, right? So you can see here, the Qs held the 50-day moving average on Friday and rallied, did very, very well. For me to kind of turn around and go, okay, everything is warm, get into the water, everything is fine, we would need to get back above the 573 level on the Qs. That would take back the 5, 10, the 20-day moving average. If we could get a close above 572, 573, I'd say, okay, I feel a little bit more better on the bullish stance than I would. But any close, folks, and this is where, once again, if you've been watching me for a long time, you know what happens, right? You damn know what happens when you lose the 50-day moving average. The ultimate line in the sand right now is 559. I know it doesn't seem like it's that close. It's only 11 points. But think about how quickly we went from 578 all the way down to 559. And if you have your leaders, right? If you have your leaders not participating as the Nasdaq is almost up 1%, well, it's very easy for me to convince myself that, hey, if these stocks are not rallying, well, isn't it just a matter of time we revisit the 50-day moving average? Yes and no. Again, it's something that we at least should be having a conversation. Now, what are the stocks that are still participating and are doing very, very well? I'm going to give you guys some symbols. Apple, we literally bought the bot. It's very rare in my life I will buy the bottom of the range or something. I bought the bottom of the range today on Apple. This whole range here, right? This whole range here, we literally got long on this rising 60-minute support. Apple's going absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. The deal with Google, the legislative deal from the judicial system, everything is good in the world. So Apple's going nuts. We saw ridiculous amounts of 240, 242.5, and 245 weeklies. I would love to get a second day run on this thing. I have a runner. I would love, 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 nothing make me happier for a second day run to have this thing a 240 plus handle. Google has been, like I said, I bought this thing at 198, right? I sold it under, I sold this thing under, what was it? Under 204, right? And I thought that was a great sale, and it was at the time, considering the stock went back to 196. But Google right now is in the 230, so not so much, okay? So this thing is a runaway train. So you have two stocks primarily holding up the Nasdaq right now. You got Apple and you have Google, right? Okay, for that, again, we got to take this face value. PANW still looks really, really good. PANW is the opposite of all these stocks. It's now building above the 50-day moving average. If it can just get back above this linear regression line and the market can hold any type of strength, PANW looks really good. The solar stocks look good. Guys, look at SEDG. I'm not going to go through the whole group, but look at SEDG. SEDG is flagging. Again, might not be anything imminent, but it's flagging. Look at Run, right? Look at Run. Beautiful looking charts, right? Absolutely beautiful looking charts. So there are definitely still things that are looking very, very bullish in this tape. But again, as the case study shows, as data shows, we're also getting a lot of names that are really starting to ring some bells. And when you get some alarms that are starting to ring and the market is rallying and these stocks are not participating, it can't possibly be good. Or in Tesla's case, couldn't hold its gains today. Guys, they sold this thing $8 into the close after this damn thing didn't have a downtick until like 11:30 in the morning. You had 2 hours of straight rallying off one candle. So these are big, big deals. Again, it might mean nothing to you, it might mean something to you, but at least have the conversation, right? Be proactive of saying, well, wait a minute. He does have some points here. I know he's an idiot. He is an idiot. I'm the king of the idiots. We all get that. But there has to be some sort of logic behind every single day that you go into the trading arena, okay? So again, if stocks can't rally into strength and they're below the 50-day moving average, right? You got to start looking at it the other way. Here's some names. Here's some names. When you look at the after hours trading, you kind of see a really mixed bag for earnings. You got CRM, that actually on the surface didn't look bad, getting absolutely smoked, right? Absolutely smoked. You got FIG coming out with their first earnings report since they came public, right? Getting absolutely smoked. But here's the other side. You know the whole theory of somebody knows something, right? Or something. Guys, they started betting. You guys remember AEO, right? We had this thing on watch. I know some people are long this thing into earnings. Guys, when I tell you before earnings, they were pounding. Okay, I don't have any myself. They were pounding the 16 calls like you wouldn't believe. Like one after another, after like literally one after another. And Aeropostale right now is up 25%. It's up 25%, trading at $17. Again, for all you guys who are long Aeropostale, was it Aeropostale? No, American Eagle. I'm sorry, American Eagle. Whoever was long American Eagle, great job as well. RKLB is getting hit. RKLB is getting hit. And what else is up big today? ASAN, I think, is having a nice quarter, giving back some gains now, but it's some quarter as well. So the most important thing, guys, you always have to pay attention to when there is a potential personality shift, always pay attention to the stocks that were leading the rally if they're not rallying. The stocks that have been runaway trains are a pregnant pause. These are big, big deals. And the more and more we start seeing the leaders, again, start building below major technical damage areas, you have to really, really open up your eyes. You can't go into trading eyes wide shut, guys. You have to really take the data. And that's all it is. It's all data. So 559, write it down, tattoo it on your forehead, is obviously going to be a big, big level on the Qs in case we retest it. And any time in the future, any close below the 50-day moving average, both hands, both feet, rip out the buy button, and God help you if you are long that night. Other than that, folks, business as usual. Hope everybody is doing well. And again, at the end of the day, who gives a shit? Know why? Because tomorrow is NFL kickoff, baby. Let's go. Guys, have a great night, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. For all you guys who are joining us in the webinar, look forward to meeting you. Take care, easy, guys. Have a great, great night.